So, Namaskar, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we will talk about a story which is told in the Mahabharata, which tells about the Bhakti, the Krishna Bhakti of Vidura. As we know, Vidura was the third of the brothers. The eldest was Dhritarashtra, then the second was Pandu, and Vidura was the third one. He was born to the Dasi, and yet he is actually, there is a backstory to how who he was previously. Maybe we can talk about that later if there is time. But Vidura was considered as Sakshat Dharmaraja himself. He was the epitome of Dharma, and in fact, very famous work of his advice is the Vidura Niti, which has lot of very relevant truths for all of us to practice in our life. So, this story is of the time when the Pandavas had finished their Vanavasa, followed by the 1 year of Ajnatavasa, and they were then ready to come back and claim their kingdom. So, Dhritarashtra refused to part with anything, and as a last ditch effort, Lord Krishna, he took up the task of coming over as the Doota from the Pandava side. Now, when when Krishna came as the Pandava Doota, at that time there was a lot of discussion before his arrival, and Dhritarashtra, he was not just physically blind, he was spiritually also blind. He speaks to Vidura and asks Vidura that Krishna is coming here now. We don't want to give anything to the Pandavas. Let us try to pull Krishna over to our side by giving him a lot of wealth or giving him some, part of our kingdom to rule. Let us win him over to our side by doing all this. Is it ever going to be possible that Krishna will give up the side of the Pandavas? He has so much love for the Pandavas, and most especially for Arjuna. Is Krishna going to get swayed from his stand because Dhritarashtra is offering him some wealth and some villages to rule over? He is the Jagannatha. He is the Lord of the entire universe. He has everything that he wants. He has Shri, Lakshmi with him. So every possible thing is his. It belongs to him. But see the blindness of Dhritarashtra, that he wanted to bribe the Lord by offering him something like that. So it was at that time that Vidura tells Dhritarashtra that what is this nonsense you are thinking about? What is this ridiculous proposition that you have? You say a few nice words to him, you talk to him nicely, you offer him Purna Kumbha when he comes. That is more than enough to please the Lord. He will get pleased with what you do, with what you say, and the way you behave to him. But don't for even a moment think that he's going to get swayed to come over to your side by ditching the Pandavas. So when Krishna comes there, then everybody wants to, host him in their house. They say, you come to my house, you come to my house. So all the great people there, Bhishma is there, Dronacharya, Acharya is there. Then Duryodhana himself and Dushasana, they all want Krishna to come to their house. But the Lord does not go to any of those places. Where does he choose to go? He goes to the humble house, to the hut of Vidura. Why he goes there, we will come to know when we hear the story. So when Krishna comes inside, we know Vidura is a great bhakta of the Lord, isn't it? So he is so carried away with emotion. He has so much spiritual emotion, so much bhava arising in him that he is not even aware actually of what he is doing. So as soon as Krishna comes inside, Vidura is like, very agitated. He wants to serve the Lord. So much of bhakti he has. He wants to keep serving the Lord. So as soon as Krishna comes, he says, please come, sit down, sit down. And he is trying to place, offer a seat to Krishna. But he's not letting Krishna sit there. Instead, he keeps standing there and he keeps pressing that seat, and touching it and feeling it here and there and all that. So Krishna asks him, what are you doing? Why are you not letting me sit? So Vidura said, no, no, wait, let me check. I have eaten the salt of this Dhritarashtra. I have spent all my life with them, with the Kauravas. Who knows, without my knowledge, maybe unknowingly, I have also developed some enmity for you, some hatred for you. Maybe without my knowledge, some part of my body has, conspired and put a pin or a nail or a needle or something so that it should hurt you when you sit. So I'm just checking to make sure that everything is fine for you. This was the level of bhakti. He did not trust even his own mind to be good. Then after he gives the seat to Krishna, Krishna sits down there. And then Vidura wants to offer him food to eat. So he has fruits with him there. So he starts offering the banana fruit. And what the funny thing he does, he peels away the banana skin. As you can see in the picture, he throws away all the fruits. And the peel, the empty peel, which normally we discard, that is what Vidura is offering to Krishna. He's so caught up in the bhav of wanting to offer to Krishna that he's offering the peels without realizing what he is doing. He's throwing away the fruit and he's offering the peels to Krishna. Krishna is taking those peels and he's happily eating it. Suddenly Vidura comes to his senses, or some versions say his wife comes there and she says, what is this you're doing? You're giving the Lord the peels to eat. So then he comes to his senses. And after becoming awake like that, he peels another fruit, and this time he gives the fruit to Krishna. And he says, I'm so sorry, what nonsense I have done. Please accept this fruit. I'm sorry I gave you the peels before. Krishna says, no, I don't want anything more. I have eaten enough. My hunger is fulfilled. My hunger is appeased totally. Vidura says, no, but how can you have your hunger appeased? I have given you the peel of the fruit. Krishna says, I'm not bothered about whether you gave me the fruit or you gave me the peel of the fruit. It is your bhakti, your bhava that has filled my hunger, that has filled my stomach. That is why my hunger is appeased totally. I don't want anything more, he says. This kind of bhava and bhakti is what Krishna is looking for. Because those peels were filled with the taste, with the rasa of Viduras Bhakti, they were very tasty for the Lord. And that is exactly what the Lord seeks. There are so many shlokas everywhere that we can learn what is it that God expects from us. That famous shloka in the Bhagavad Gita which says Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Isn't it? Whatever a devotee offers with devotion, he's not looking at what you're offering, but there must be definitely one ingredient in whatever you offer, and that is bhakti. Whether it is a leaf that you're offering, it is a fruit that you're offering, a flower that you're offering. You don't have anything else, just some plain water you're offering to the Lord. He doesn't even specify which type of fruit, which type of flower, which type of water, nothing. But the most important thing that should be there with that, what has to be offered, is your devotion, your love for God. That is what he is expecting from us. So from this story of Vidura's Krishna Bhakti, what can we learn? Are we worried, like Vidura, about the Lord's comfort and discomfort? Do we think when we are doing puja, when we are offering something to God, are we just saying samarpayami, just like that, blindly, without realizing that what is it that I'm offering to God? Is it just a mechanical ritual that I'm doing? Is it just out of habit that I'm offering? Or am I worried about whether it will be good for God to give that? There is this story, we all know about Prahlada's story. When Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill him because he kept saying, repeating Narayana's name. So out of all the tortures, there was one point when Prahlada was thrown down from the top of the hill. Now, at that time, it was seen that this Prahlada, when he was pushed off the hill and he was, tumbling downwards, he was, very strongly holding on to his heart, to the chest, as if he is, trying to protect something. So it was asked that what is it that he is trying to protect? What is it that he is holding on to? So Prahlada says, I don't mind if I am thrown from the top of the hill. Nothing will happen. It's okay. But within me, Antaryami, there is Narayana sitting inside me. When I am tumbling up and down, when I am rotating and moving as I come downhill, I don't want that Lord to feel discomfort. He should not get shaken up and be totally moving this way and that way. That is why I'm holding on to my chest. That was the bhava of Prahlada. Can we learn to develop this kind of innocence, this kind of naive belief and bhakti in God? Whatever agitation is there, that should be there in our mind in thinking about how better can I show my bhakti? How better can I show my love for God? Are we getting agitated in performing bhakti, or are we getting disturbed only for worldly matters? Somebody says something to me, I feel upset, I get agitated. Somebody does not give me something which I deserve, I feel agitated. Some money of mine is held up somewhere, I get agitated. Something happens to some property of mine, I get agitated. Is my agitation meant to be for worldly things, or should it be for bhakti? We must be totally unaffected by what happens in our worldly life. But if we are not able to do little chanting for some day, we must feel agitated about that. If we are not able to perform puja in the way we wanted to, if I have been in a hurry and I have been rushing and I have not done puja properly, I should feel agitated about that. That is what my agitation should be about. And Lord is ready to accept. I'm sorry, I've written offer here. Lord is ready to accept whatever is the smallest thing to give, that we give. But do we have the urge to offer to Him? Like, for example, whatever we eat, we must offer it as prasadam to Lord first. Naivedya to God. Something for God every day. In the morning, we can offer milk. If we have dry fruits, we can offer that. If we have other fruits in our house, unused by us, we can offer that to God. Something we must offer to Him every day. And whatever we are offering, we must do it with love. If we are offering the rice that we make in our house to Lord, we must make sure that when we have cooked that food, we have cooked it with love for Him. If we do it with love, then that food that we have cooked will be filled with positive energy. If we have done cooking with constant chanting of Harinama, that will be filled with the energy of God. And then whoever eats that food will get really nourished in every sense possible. But if we cook with negative thoughts, or we have some kind of anger in our mind, or we have discontent in our mind, or we are jealous in our mind, or we have some kind of negative thoughts, then that negativity is going to affect all the people who consume that food that we have cooked. So these are small things, no doubt, but we must try and understand that this kind of innocent bhakti, this kind of love for Him is exactly what God is expecting out of us. And why must we show it to Him? Not because He is expecting, nothing is going to happen to Him if He doesn't get it from us, but we will be uplifted by showing such bhakti to God. By practicing such bhakti to God, we are the ones who are going to get uplifted. So we must do it. So let us try and remember this example of Vidura, and whatever we have, whatever we offer, with a lot of love, with a lot of devotion, let us offer that to God. So today there is a shloka that we can read and understand and try to, memorize. Vidyate hridaya grantish, chidyante sarva samshayaha, kshiyante chasya karmani, mai drishte khilatmani. The knots in our heart get pierced, they get opened out. Whatever samshaya we have, whatever doubts we have, whatever misgivings we have, all that is made chidra, it is cut into pieces. And our continuous chain of karma that is going on, that is also destroyed, that is put to an end, it is terminated when we see Krishna as the Supreme Lord. This is what the Lord Himself has said in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, by seeing God in everything around us, by seeing God as the source of everything, and by seeing God as the goal to be attained, we will achieve all these things. Our heart is filled with so much negative things. Our heart is filled with so much ill will towards others. Our heart is filled with all the Shadripu that are there. How much we think about worldly things, so many thoughts in our mind, all that will be destroyed. And our repeated accumulation of the karmas will stop when we learn to see the Lord as the Supreme Lord. This is something we must remember. So we will sing bhajan today. This is actually part of the, what do you call it, Govindan Amavali, which is played even in Tirupati. So we can, there's a huge big part of it. I've taken just a small part, which we can maybe sing, I will say, and you can repeat in your places. Srinivasa Govinda, Sri Venkatesha Govinda, Srinivasa Govinda, Sri Venkatesha Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokula Nandana Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokula Nandana Govinda, Bhaktavatsala Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Bhaktavatsala Govinda, Bhagavata Priya Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Srinivasa Govinda, Sri Venkatesha Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Nitya Nirmala Govinda, Neelamegha Shama Govinda, Nitya Nirmala Govinda, Neelamegha Shama Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Srinivasa Govinda, Sri Venkatesha Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Purana Purusha Govinda, Pundarikaksha Govinda, Purana Purusha Govinda, Pundarikaksha Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Srinivasa Govinda, Sri Venkatesha Govinda, Srinivasa Govinda, Sri Venkatesha Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda, Govinda Hari Govinda, Gokulanandana Govinda. Srimad Rama Ramana Govinda, Govinda. So with that, we come to the end of our satsang part. Let us offer Kritagnyata, and then if anybody has anything to say or we have something more to add, we will do that. So let us offer Kritagnyata, gratitude, at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Guru for inspiring us to start and to join this satsang. And let us pray for their blessings to always be on us, for their grace to always be on us. Namaskar. If anybody has anything to add, you are most welcome to unmute and share your thoughts.
Ma'am, namaste, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Anything, Ranjini, you want to add?
No, ma'am. In whatever you have said in the same vein, it's the attitude with which we offer to God is more important than what we offer. Say there is this famous Tulabhara story also, no, ma'am. Wherein
Yeah, please tell. Yeah, please tell us.
Satyabhama would want undivided attention of Krishna. Krishna will sense that. Say, Narada Muni will come and instigate Satyabhama, saying that Krishna likes Rukmini more than you, Bhama. He'll say. She will get agitated. She would want undivided attention of Krishna. She won't want to share Krishna. She loves Krishna so much that she won't want to share Krishna even with Rukmini Devi. Narada Muni give the idea to Satyabhama. Say, you give Krishna as alms to me. So to create it, you have to give gold in each plate of Krishna. So Krishna will be impressed by seeing that you are ready to make such a very give so much of generous jewels to get Krishna back. So he will be impressed by your say whatever that you make to get Krishna back, and he will give attention to you. So Satyabhama will take that. It's a good point. Krishna offers. So it has happened that say on and Satyabhama gave Krishna as Krishna know what is going on Satyabhama's mind. But yes, Bhama just think twice before giving the sage that I have to go on with him. Say if you want to take me back, are you sure that you want to give me to this Narada Muni? Yes. Satyabhama will say, yes, Krishna, to reclaim these words of Krishna. Especially what her is to gain wealth from the treasury. So they get all the wealth sheets to Satyajit. So all the wealth Satyajit had its own.
Ranjini, we are not able to hear. I can't hear very clearly. Maybe your connection is a little.
Acha, all right, let
Now
me
it is
just check
better. Now
once.
it is better.
Okay, so say to reclaim him back, she is supposed to sacrifice wealth in weight of Krishna. So they get all the treasury. She keeps wealth. Say she get all the jewels, all the gems, everything, but the balance will not budge at all. Krishna's weight will be way more than the wealth she will offer. She'll almost Krishna's part of the balance go apart all same. I mean, how much ever that she'll be able to give Krishna's balance won't budge at all. All her jewels, even then she'll not be able to match the weight of Krishna. Then she requests other queens to give their jewels. So they give all this which they will be able to match Krishna's weight. Rukmini will have some idea, so you go and ask Rukmini if she has any. She got Rukmini Devi, and she asked Rukmini Devi, she gave it to Rukmini Devi. So Rukmini Devi struck once leaf of tulsi, she just gave it to a small leaf of tulsi, and she this club is being held. Marinated for the Lord. The pile of wealth of Satyabhama. And Krishna be outweighed by this Tulasi. Everybody is astonished. Then Krishna tell Bhama, Bhama will take all of it. Astonished and she takes all the pile of wealth for Bharat. And a single leaf of so that aspect is not about attitude with which she offers God is more important than what we offer. It's not that we offer any wishes before Krishna. We should not have an ego that I am this great pain. That that feeling because we are offering. I think that we are just custodians of whatever wealth God has. Custodians of His wealth. they are offering jewels or whatever bit, it's the love and devotion and gratitude that matters and the value of the offering. So, in the same way, whatever you said, like, the peel of banana was enough to satiate Krishna because it was filled with utmost love and devotion. So, the same way, I just got the story in mind. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
so
you
much.
for sharing it.
Thanks.
Very relevant story about Satyabhama and Rukmini and her competition and that spirit of competitiveness, right? It is a very relevant story to this theme. Only thing is that Ranjini, we were not able to hear very clearly, maybe because of the network connectivity, or I don't know what, the voice was kind of breaking up in the middle. But yes, it is a very relevant story. Maybe if you could find a link to that story online later, and you can post it on that group that we have, our sadhana group, or on not on the sadhana group, the other group which is for the members who attend this satsang, then all of us will be able
Yes,
to
ma'am.
do it. Yeah, please
We'll
post.
definitely do that, ma'am.
Yeah,
We'll do that, ma'am. We'll definitely do that, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you, Ranjini. What we have to learn from this also, no, that sometimes situations don't work in our favor. Now, Ranjini was telling the story with so much of bhav, so much of um, devotion in her heart. So, just because we all were not able to hear, does it mean that it is of no use? Does it mean that it has been a waste? Definitely not. Because whether we hear or not, when she has told the story, Krishna has heard it. And it is said that the Lord loves to hear his bhaktas reciting his katha. So definitely the benefit is there. When we do something, whether other people are able to understand it or not, whether other people appreciate it or not, whether it reaches other people or not, we need not look at the fruit of that in terms of what effect it has on the other people. The fact that we have done it, the fact that we have made the effort, that is going to benefit us, that is going to be pleasing to the Lord, and whatever is going to make the Lord happy, when we do that, we grow spiritually. By doing that, we get one step closer to him in the process of doing that. So thank you very much, Ranjini, for sharing. It's a very nice story. Please do post the link later on our group so that everybody can read that story, and then I will put it up onto the main group also. Yeah, anybody else has anything else to add? Okay, we still have about 2 minutes left. So maybe I will just tell the story of the backstory of Vidura. Let us see if I can complete it within 2 minutes. Yenama? Sankirtana, I'm not able to hear you.
Can I tell one thing?
Yeah, tell fast. Tell.
Krishna's everything. So he will not ask us anything, but he cannot do himself bhakti. We should only do bhakti to him. Like Vidura.
What you said last, like we do?
Like Vidura, we should also do bhakti to Lord.
Like Vidura, we should also do bhakti to Lord. Very good. Correct. Very nice. Thank you, Sankirtana. So there is too little time, less than 1 minute left. So we will keep the backstory of Vidura for some other session. Today we will close our satsang here itself. Thank you everybody for joining in, for taking time to attend and for being part of this satsang. Let us meet again next Tuesday evening at 6:30 and learn something more to help us on our spiritual journey. Namaskar.